Hey guys, welcome to LotusLifeGuide. Today I'm going to be talking about how I cleared up my cystic acne. So I'll be going over some of the products I use and also what I changed in my diet to help me clear up my skin. So if you want to learn how to clear up your skin or combat your cystic acne, just keep watching. I just wanted to make a quick disclaimer that I'm not a dermatologist, I'm not a licensed esthetician, I don't have any professional experience with skincare, any training or education with skincare other than how I educate myself and my own research, my own experience, my own observations about how my body behaves when I, eat certain things and use certain products. So yeah, I just want to put that out there, and I just wanted to kind of encourage you guys to rely on yourself and your own sense of observation because you know your body best, right? I want to encourage you guys to try to notice what exactly cause and effect wise leads to problems that you're having that you see in your skin, whether it be acne, whether it be other things, whether it be your body in general. I encourage you guys to really think about, if something is bothering you, really think about what you're doing and the cause and effect, what you do on a day-to-day basis in your lifestyle that could be a factor that's causing problems for you. So yeah, but let's get into the video. I also wanted to talk about how you guys can recognize that you have cystic acne compared to regular acne. So cystic acne kind of always is in the same places. So I actually I have some flare-ups that it'll come from the same spot. I have one right here, and that's the one that flared up last week once I had E2 milk. So it's really deep in your skin and it'll have repeated flare-ups in the same location. So if that's what your skin is doing, you probably have cystic acne. So the first product I'm going to talk about is Curology, and you don't necessarily need Curology, but the ingredients that I have in my Curology are really good for cystic acne, and you can buy them separately. So the first ingredient in my Curology is 4% niacinamide, and niacinamide is a major form of vitamin B. It's anti-inflammatory, lowers sebum production, can also reduce the hyperpigmentation from scarring that you get from acne, and the ceramides in niacinamide help to retain your skin's moisture so you're not going to get dried out by it. The second ingredient in my Curology is 1% clindamycin, which is an antibiotic, and if you go to the dermatologist, which I used to go to the dermatologist, they'll probably give you clindamycin or a different antibiotic in pill form, and I would suggest not doing this because taking antibiotics for a long period of time or at all can kind of interfere with your gut microbiome. And I can make another video about gut health and your gut microbiome if you guys are interested. But I would suggest using it topically, and from my personal experience, I've seen a bigger difference using it topically than taking it as a pill. So it's an antibiotic and essentially just kills off the bacteria that causes acne. The third ingredient in my Curology is 4% azelaic acid. Azelaic acid is also anti-inflammatory, it kills bacteria off, and it's also really good for hyperpigmentation. You can get niacinamide and azelaic acid from most skincare lines, but I recommend The Ordinary. The niacinamide, it also comes with zinc, and it's $5.90 US, and the azelaic acid is $7.90. I'm not sure about where you can get clindamycin. It might be at a dermatologist or over the counter, but if you use Curology, you can get it in your Curology. So next, I'm going to be telling you guys about the cleanser I use, which is actually a bar soap. And I found out about this soap because it's made by the company that I work for, Saint Soap. So I just wanted to put a disclaimer out there that my opinion about this soap is completely unbiased. It's my honest opinion. If I found out about the soap another way, I would still be buying and using it, and this is my honest opinion about the soap. So most of the soap sells for around $8 to $10. I use an exfoliating bar, which is made out of coconut flakes. It also has shea butter, vitamin E, silk protein, honey, which is antibacterial, rosehip, which is anti-inflammatory. Most of these ingredients are anti-inflammatory in general and nourishing, also good for reducing hyperpigmentation. I really like this soap because when I use it, I feel like I've gotten a deep clean without it being too harsh and stripping the moisture away from my skin. I also like the harshness of the exfoliation is not too scrubby. It's not too, I don't feel like my skin is hurting after I use it. It's a very nice exfoliation. And I also really like how after I use the soap and after I finish washing my face, my complexion is kind of just brighter and more even, and there's a warmer tone to my skin. Anytime that I start to break out and I wash my face with this soap, it instantly calms it down. It's a very soothing, kind of relaxing formula, so it doesn't sting, it doesn't cause any burning or anything. Sometimes when I use my Curology and I'm breaking out, it kind of burns or stings a little bit, but like I know that means it's working because it's like you know, it's getting in there. But this soap, it does reduce your acne, but it's also just relaxing. So the next two products I'm going to be talking about are both from The Ordinary. I love The Ordinary. The first one is lactic acid 10% plus HA. So essentially the alpha hydroxy in this product exfoliates your skin chemically, but it also has Tasmanian pepperberry, which helps reduce irritation that you might get from chemical exfoliation. The Ordinary suggests that you don't use it if your skin is really sensitive, but you can try it out on a part of your skin. You can dilute the product with other treatments that you're using, or other skincare products, or you can start off with the lactic acid 5% and see how that goes and maybe work your way up to the 10% if you have really sensitive skin. I do have sensitive skin, but I haven't noticed any problems. I use it just like normal and it doesn't do anything bad to my skin. So this is what it looks like, and this is how much I've used of it. It says to use it in the PM, but I use it in the morning because I use my Curology at night. The next product by The Ordinary is the AHA 30% plus BHA 2% peeling solution, and you've probably seen this like all over the internet, all over TikTok. It's super popular, but essentially it has 30% alpha hydroxy acids such as glycolic, lactic, tartaric, and citric acids, and it has 2% beta hydroxy acid, which is salicylic acid, and also has hyaluronic acid, cross polymer, which helps retain moisture in your skin, vitamin B5, black carrot, which I'm assuming gives it this color, and Tasmanian pepperberry. So The Ordinary recommends to not leave it on for too long, and so do I. I usually use it for around 7 to 10 minutes, usually 8 minutes, twice a week. If you are unsure about how your skin is going to tolerate this, you're definitely going to want to do a test patch. If you have sensitive skin, you definitely want to do a test patch because it can be more intense than the lactic acid. And again, I use it twice a week, only twice a week, definitely no more than 10 minutes. So just be careful. But after I use it, my skin is instantly just softer. It's just like, it really reduces my acne in a longer term sense. It doesn't instantly get rid of my acne, but if I have a cystic acne breakout and I'm leaving it alone and I don't have open skin, you don't want to use it if your skin is open, breaking, or anything like that, because it's gonna hurt. But it will slowly kind of just, if like in a week and I use it 2 times, it will really calm down those spots where my cystic acne is just flaring up. Also, because we're using a lot of chemical exfoliants, you're gonna want to use sunscreen. So I recently purchased this sunscreen. It's called the Centella Green Level Unscented Sun SPF 50 plus PA+++++, essential oil free, organic UV filter. So I bought this because it has no white cast, and I wear makeup, and so I don't want a white cast, and I also have like I'm brown, so I can't be having a white cast, right? This is Hiram approved, that's how I found it, and he goes way more into depth about sunscreen and like why this is a good sunscreen. So I'm gonna link his video in the description, and you can go watch it if you're curious about why exactly this is a good sunscreen. But you know, I trust his judgment, so I just went with this one, and it's working pretty well so far. But definitely use sunscreen, even if it's not Hyram approved. Like, I don't care, like, use some kind of sunscreen, because if you're using chemical exfoliants, your skin is even more exposed to the sun. It's gonna get damaged way more easily, so you definitely need to be using some kind of sunscreen. So I bought this off of Amazon for $50.90 for 60 milliliters, and you can probably look around and get it somewhere cheaper, but you know, I was just ordering a bunch of stuff from Amazon, so I just put in the cart, but you can probably find it cheaper somewhere else. And I also forgot to tell you guys about the price for the ordinary products. So the lactic acid is let's see, it's $6.80. Sorry if I keep looking up, I'm looking at my computer so I can see all my notes, but this one's $6.80, and then the AHA BHA peeling solution is $7.20, and that's also why I really like the ordinary. Just everything's super inexpensive, and also for the size, like, it's pretty inexpensive. This is a, let's see, this is a 30 milliliter bottle, so not bad in my opinion. And I also use some other products by The Ordinary. I use a lot of products by Innisfree, so if you guys want to see what my full skincare routine is and all the products I use, I can also make a video on that. Just let me know in the comments, and I got you. So I don't have more products, but I do have one more tip, which is to not dry your skin with a towel. So if you let your skin air dry, or the tissue, it just kind of, probably because there's, you know, you're not putting bacteria on your face repeatedly from a towel, it does reduce your acne. And it's actually funny the way that I heard about this, because there was this girl that I used to go to school with, and she had like amazing skin, right? And so one day on Instagram, in the comments on one of her posts, someone asked her, you know, like, drop the skin routine, and she was like, look, like, I don't have skin problems, but this is all I do. She's like, I wash my skin in the morning and nighttime, and then I use moisturizer, and I don't dry my face with a towel. And I was like, I'm gonna try to not dry my face with a towel. Like, oh my god, like, what is this gonna do for me? And it actually makes a big difference, so I recommend trying it out. And it's kind of nice, like, when it's summer as well, to just like let your face air dry with like all the water on. It's kind of nice in a way. So I don't know, that might be weird to some of you. Some people have a thing about like having water dripping off their face, so if you're like that, use a tissue, but don't use a towel. Now I'm going to talk about what I changed in my diet, which is one thing I changed in my diet, and that is cutting milk out of my diet. So you can even go the extra step as to cut most dairy out of your diet, but I don't have a lot of other types of dairy, so it doesn't really affect me that much. But I'm gonna tell you guys about why like the reasoning behind cutting milk out, like the scientific reasoning, and also I'm gonna tell you guys some alternatives that you can go to instead of regular cow's milk. So essentially, the reason that milk causes acne is because it contains casein and whey proteins, and these are both pro-inflammatory. They both stimulate an insulin-like growth factor called IGF-1, and IGF-1 increases sebum, skin cell, and androgen production, which all contribute to acne, but more importantly, cystic acne. So some of the alternatives that you can go to, well, alternatives of milk in general, are soy milk, almond milk, oat milk, rice milk, A2 milk, and hemp milk. And most of these are not good alternatives, but I'm going to tell you the pros and cons of each one. The more popular ones that you see people drinking are because they tend to be cheaper, because they're heavily processed, and they taste most alike to normal milk. So first up, we got soy milk. So soy milk isn't really a good idea because soy, first of all, is a common allergen, and it's also pro-inflammatory. A lot of processed soy milk is going to be genetically modified. It's going to have additives. It's going to have flavorings. It's not really good for you. It also have phytoestrogens, which is like the plant version of estrogen. And if your hormone balance is all good, you don't really want to be like putting estrogen into your body for no reason. You're kind of just like taking birth control. You could even get like mood swings, like literally from drinking soy milk. So I mean, it's it's avoidable, right? There are other options. So next up we got almond milk, and almond milk is mostly fine, but the one thing wrong with it is that it's really bad for the environment. The water used just for almonds in California reduces the availability to use groundwater as a source for drinking water, so it's just not really good. Also, a lot of heavily processed almond milks will have additives, carrageenan, which is also probably in soy milk, and it can cause digestive issues because carrageenan is like a very thick glutinous substance, so it can cause digestive issues and kind of just like get stuck in there. The next one we got is oat milk. So oat milk has gotten a lot of hype lately, and I can see why. People like the flavor. It's more creamy. I personally avoid it because I avoid lectins in my diet, which are basically types of proteins that are pro-inflammatory. And you may not notice that, you know, pro-inflammatory foods are bothering you, but they can lead to negative impacts on your long-term health. And I can make a whole video about lectins, gluten, casein is also involved in this, and what I changed in my diet to just be healthier and reduce inflammation in my body, because me and my family, we react very strongly. Our bodies notice it like right after we eat, or like within a week of us eating it. But a lot of other people, you know, you won't feel it, but the effects add up. And yeah, I can make a whole nother video if you guys are interested in this, but that's why I avoid oat milk. But other than that, it's probably a pretty good alternative. We also got rice milk. Rice milk has a higher glycemic index, which can increase your risk for diabetes, and I already have a high risk for diabetes. It runs in my family. So I try to stay away from higher glycemic index foods. So that's why I avoid rice milk. It can also cause abnormal hormone production, which can lead to hormonal acne and can also trigger more cystic acne, so you don't really want that. Next up, we got A2 milk, and A2 milk is still cow's milk. It has different protein makeup. It's produced in different geographical locations by different types of cows, and that's why it's different than normal milk. But it still has beta casein, or it's called A2 beta casein protein, so it's just another form of casein, and it still has whey protein, which is just gonna do the same exact thing and make you break out. And I actually tried this out. We kind of got A2 milk last week, and I tried it for the whole week, and my cystic acne flared back up, and it hasn't flared back up in a long time. So I was like, there's no way in hell that I'm gonna use this as an alternative. So the only alternative that I found that is good, but I haven't actually tasted it yet, but you know, just logically speaking with the facts, it seems like a good alternative, is hemp milk. And so it kind of depends on if you like it or not, because some people like it and some people don't. I heard it has like a nutty flavor. I saw it in Trader Joe's. It was called hemp beverage. So you can try it out from Trader Joe's if you can find it. Some of the cons are that it's low in calcium, it's low in protein, and it's high in sugar, but it's still less than normal milk. So compared to normal milk, it's a good alternative. But you can make it yourself. I think you just basically like blend the hemp seeds, you blend like water and you strain it or something. I'm gonna put a link to a recipe in the description, or you can just Google it. But if you make it yourself, you don't have to worry about additives, you don't have to worry about sugar. You can make it how you like it. And yeah, if you do like it, I mean, it's a great alternative, but definitely start with cutting milk out of your diet. And I would say that if you eat foods that have milk, where the milk has been cooked, like if you have mac and cheese and you make the sauce with some milk and it's being cooked, that usually does not bother me at all. But if I drink milk, if I have cereal, like anything like that, for a couple days, then I'll notice my cystic acne start to flare up again. So yeah, that's all the things that I did to help clear up my skin. And you know, I still have some other issues with my skin, which I can go over if you guys want to see a skincare routine or see me talk about all the other products I use. But the dairy or the milk, cutting the milk out overall made the biggest difference out of anything. Out of using Curology, out of the cleanser, the ordinary, all that stuff. I cut milk out of my diet before I started doing all that, and that made the biggest difference. And using those products for me was just a follow-up, and I do want to take care of my skin in general, so those were the products that I chose. But milk was really what did it for me, and I'm so glad that I found out about it, because I don't even know how I found out about it. I think I just Googled it, like, can milk cause breakouts? Because I was kind of like analyzing everything in my diet at that point in time, and yeah, a lot of people say that milk makes the biggest difference for their skin. So if you guys are kind of like wondering, you know, how do I know all this stuff? Like, I'm gonna put all the articles, all the websites, everything that I got my information from in the description. So you guys can go and do your own research. You guys can go compare your milk alternatives for yourselves. You guys can go see what's good for you. And that's another thing that I want to tell you guys. What may work for me may not work for you. In general, these things do work similarly for everyone, but just know that your body is, everyone's body is built different, and you know, my body reacts to certain foods, certain ingredients topically different than someone else's. So if these don't work for you, or they don't work for you as fast, you know, just try and look into what in general you notice, you observe that makes a difference for your skin on a day-to-day basis. So that's what I recommend. You wanna take care of yourself from the inside out, but you also wanna have a good skincare routine and have products that make you feel like luxurious and make you feel nice about taking care of your skin, you know? So yeah, but I hope you guys found this video informative, helpful, educational, relieving in some way. If you're having a lot of stress over acne, I know how that feels. I know how it feels to be struggling with, you know, improving your skin and finding out what's actually going on. So I hope that you guys can incorporate this, and that at least one or two of these things helps you. And I hope that, you know, the things that I recommended are realistic enough options for you to incorporate into your lifestyle. They're definitely realistic enough for me, and they've made such a huge difference, so I really recommend it. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. I'd really appreciate it if, you know, if you subscribed, if you hit that like button, and let me know in the comments, you know, as I said before, do you guys want me to make a video about the rest of the skincare products I use? Do you guys want me to make a video about, you know, my eating habits, my food lifestyle in general? Do you guys want to hear me talk about gut health? You know, a lot of this stuff is very personal to me. I have a lot of experience personally with dealing with it, and it also, a lot of these problems run in my family. And so, you know, I just want to spread a lot of this information because I appreciate a well-rounded holistic approach to health and wellness. And, you know, if you're going to the doctor and a lot of these problems aren't getting fixed, you know, learning about these things might really help you. So yeah, just let me know. But again, thanks for watching my video, taking the time out of your day to, you know, watch my content. It means a lot to me. And yeah, I hope you have a great day. Just stay tuned for the next video. Should be coming out shortly, with the next 1 or 2 weeks. Yeah, see you guys later.